Hey there, thanks for watching. Today is Christmas Eve, and the message I'd like to share with you is that holy night changed everything. This message is based in Luke chapter 2, from verse 1 to 20, the whole nativity story. Tonight, people all over the world are gathering, some out of tradition, some out of curiosity, some because someone invited them and they didn't want to say no. Whatever you are on your spiritual journey, I'm glad you're here. Christmas Eve isn't about being religious. It is about remembering a moment when God stepped into the world in a way no one expected and everything changed. We don't tell this story because it's familiar. We tell it because it's true and because it still has the power to change lives. That holy night didn't just add a holiday to the calendar. It introduced hope into fear, light into darkness, and love into a broken world. First thing I'd like to speak with you is that night set people in motion. The first Christmas didn't happen in one place. It happened on the move. Mary and Joseph were traveling, not because they planned to, but because life pushed them there. They were tired, uncertain, and carrying more responsibility than they ever expected. Shepherds left their fields, ordinary people doing ordinary work, because something extraordinary interrupted their night. Wise men traveled long distance, crossing cultures and borders, following a promise they didn't fully understand. Here's what they all had in common. When God showed up, they moved. When God showed up, they moved. Christmas reminds us that real encounters with God don't leave us unchanged. They move us, sometimes physically, always inwardly. If you're here tonight feeling unsettled, searching, or curious, that may be God gently inviting you to move, not to religion, but to Him. Second thing I'd like to bring about is that night met doubt with wonder. The Christmas story is honest about fear and doubt. Mary wondered how this could be. Joseph struggled with confusion and uncertainty. The shepherds were afraid when angels appeared. God didn't shake their questions. He met them with assurance. Again and again, the message was the same. Do not be afraid. Faith doesn't begin with having all the answers. It begins with trusting the one who does. Faith doesn't begin with having all the answers. It begins with trusting the one who does. Even the wise men followed a star without knowing where the journey would end. They simply took the next step. Christmas Eve is not about pretending life is easy. It is about discovering that God is present, even in the unknown. And when people encountered Jesus, fear gave way to joy, confusion turned into worship, and doubt was met with awe. Third thing is that night revealed a choice. That night revealed a choice. Here's a detail that often gets overlooked in the story of the Nativity. The religious leaders of the time knew the scriptures. The Pharisees and the Sadducees that were questioned by Herod knew the scriptures. They knew the prophecies. They could explain where the Messiah would be born. As just like a GPS, they could pin down exactly the location. You know what happened? They didn't go. They knew, and yet they didn't go. The wise men, outsiders, foreigners, seekers, they did. They did. Knowledge alone didn't lead to change. Response did. What actually led them to go to the next level is the response. Christmas is not just a story to admire, it's an invitation to respond. You can be close to the message and still miss the moment. You can hear the story and never let it change you. Tonight, Christmas asks each of us a gentle but honest question. What will I do with Jesus? The question for you and I to answer is, what will I do with Jesus? Fourth point is that night still changed lives. The story doesn't end at the manger. The baby grew into a teacher who spoke with authority and compassion. He healed the broken, he welcomed the forgotten, and he loved the rejected. And eventually, he gave his life on a cross. Christmas makes sense because of Easter. Christmas makes sense because of Easter. Jesus came not only to be with us, but to save us. God didn't come to condemn the world, he came to rescue it. And that offer still stands. No matter your past, no matter your doubt, no matter how far you feel from God, that holy night still has the power to change everything. I'd like to conclude this message by telling you that that night that we review tonight, you may find yourself in the same story. You may feel like Mary, overwhelmed. You may feel like Joseph, uncertain. You may feel like the shepherd, curious but cautious. You may feel like the wise man, searching for truth. Christmas Eve reminds us that God meets people exactly where they are. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to clean yourself up first. You simply have to be willing to say yes. That holy night, that holy night changed everything, and it still can. If you ever wonder about your life, your spiritual journey, this is a moment for you to take a step. You can comment below. You can DM us. It'll be a pleasure to help you in the journey. Feel free to say yes to the invitation of the Christmas Eve. May God bless you and Merry Christmas.